A line transect is a survey technique which involves observing a route through a plotted static area that has been determined prior to the survey. Animals, in our example birds, are recorded in quantity and behaviour, for example in flight, stationary or feeding. A line transect can be carried out over a range of distances and may be walked, driven, flown or sailed to suit the habitat and distance. The prerogative of the observers is to ensure movement freely across the transect area in order to collect accurate data which may be interpreted to show both population and habitat density measurements. When attempting a line transect survey, there are a few key concepts to conform to. Important things include selection of area, selection of transect route, the speed in which the survey is carried out, the distance measurement accuracy, and the observer's skill and bias factors. The assumptions of a line transect survey are that all birds within the transect boundaries are counted. Not all birds flee when startled. Some choose to remain hidden, which may cause problems when using line transects to calculate population density. That all birds within the area are distributed randomly and somewhat evenly. That all birds will not move in conjunction with survey observers. That birds within the area have not relocated prior to count. That transect distance measurements are accurate. That individuals are only counted once. That more individuals are not revealed due to the stress cause of another individual, and that the observers are sufficiently trained to identify the species. It is also worth noting that seasonality and weather conditions may severely affect results and should be taken into consideration when planning a line transect survey and interpreting data. There are many advantages to using a line transect technique. Some of them include that line transects lend themselves to open areas and fit well when paired with mobile and larger species of animal. A line transect will produce accurate data for populations with lower densities. A line transect is a quick and effective method of surveying. A line transect is cost effective, minimalizes double counting, and can be used to count population densities or measure habitat richness. There are also limitations to the line transect method. There are several limitations to this survey method, one that being that one transect may not cross typical areas, giving unrepresentative counts. Another limitation of the line transect method is that natural and man-made barriers such as water, hedges, fences and dense plant growth may interrupt the transect or make it impossible to complete the walk, as it is not always easy to identify where best to undertake the transect walk from a map. The surveyor must take extra time to ensure the transects are placed in suitable areas. A line transect survey does not have a static rule set, but relies on the surveyor to create their own rules and consistency and strictly apply them throughout the survey. The line transect method may not be suitable for amateurs without training unless the transect is already planned and instructions given. In conclusion, the line transect survey method is quick, simple and inexpensive to carry out, but requires some planning and prior knowledge of the site to avoid barriers interrupting the transect. Special care needs to be taken to ensure that surveyors consistently count with their chosen distances and do not count organisms outside the area. Transects suit open, homogeneous areas and habitats with low density of individuals but require observer skill to produce the most accurate data. Line transects produce less detailed data than other methods. To attempt a line transect, first draw out your transect on your map. Then, measure and mark out your transect on your site using landmarks or markers. Next, walk along your transect at a steady pace, counting organisms that are within your chosen distance. Mark down the organisms on your datasheet as you walk, being sure not to count anything twice.